Hello everyone, I hope that you're all having a great day. In this video I'll be breaking down and overviewing all the 12 new subclasses that are in Baldur's Gate 3's patch 8. This is in the stress test and I'm just going to dive right into things with the Giant Barbarian here, which gives us the subclass feature Vaprak's Greed. Now Vaprak is actually a lesser deity in Dungeons and Dragons and responsible for the Ogre race. This will increase your overall comparing capacity by a quarter. We also get ourselves the Giant's Rage, which enters a rage and increases yourself in size. Your rage damage is a bonus doubled on throw. So this is like a throw zerker, but even better. And we also get the Thaumaturgy cantrip here. So what's fun about this is it just gives us another layer to play as. And who doesn't love getting large? This is perfect for Karlach. So at level 5, you get the Boot of the Giants, which does 1 damage here. You try to kick a target away. Your chances depend on your athletics, are higher if you're invisible or hidden. So you want to use this as a bonus action to kick people away, and it's actually a pretty cool ability that you get here on level 5. At level 6, you get the Elemental Cleaver, which allows you to channel Primordial Might into your weapon until the end of your rage. You can deal additional acid, cold, fire, lightning, or thunder damage and gain the thrown property. So this makes it so you can throw any weapon, which is huge because previously there was the returning pike and Nyralna. There was not that many returning weapons in the game, so this makes it so you can use any of them. Also, a cool little trick you can use if you add cold damage, you can also use the Snowburst Ring and make ice surfaces with this, and you guys know I'm a big fan of that, so it's a pretty cool ability there. And once you get yourself to level 10, you get the Mighty Impel. Throw a creature or an object that is medium size or smaller, and you're large yourself, so that gives you the ability to throw creatures. I like the icon for this, it looks pretty funny too. So with this one, you do have to be in combat to trigger the Giant's Rage, but this is similar to using like the Baldur and Giant Slayer. It makes yourself even larger, and then you also can use the Boot of the Giants outside of Rage, so this is a nice opener if you want to kick someone and try to knock them around, because you can see there, it actually has a pretty good chance of kicking and sending them flying. Now, in addition to this, that Elemental Cleaver, you do have to be in rage to be able to use this, but once you rage, you'll be able to deal additional damage on your weapon attacks and throw weapons as well. So this can be really fun. It opens up a ton of new builds. This is great for people that like the Throw Zerker or the Eldritch Knight. This is going to be a very solid thrower as well. And getting a bonus action throw to be able to throw targets around is crazy, because you can go in, throw your weapon twice, and then pick someone up and throw them off a ledge. Who doesn't love that? Perfect for Karlach, and I think that I'm going to run her as a Giant Barbarian. Now we got ourselves the Arcane Archer now as a new subclass for the fighter. At level 3 we get to choose that. You get a choice of cantrips between Guidance, Light, and True Strike. So this is a little bit different from what they were previously in Dungeons and Dragons, but getting Guidance is pretty nice. These are concentrations, so you got that. But we got the Arcane Shot, so you infuse arcane magic into your next shot. And we got a lot of different ones. So this is a Banishing Arrow, which is basically the banishing spell, and it does not consume Arcane Arrow if you miss. It says a charisma save on it. It uses Arcane Arrow charge. You also get the Beguiling Arrow here, which does 2 to 12 psychic damage, and you must succeed a saving throw or become charmed. You also got yourself the Bursting Arrow, which does 2 to 12 force damage to targets within 3 meters. So this can create an explosion, which is very useful if there's enemies grouped up, or if you had a Throw Zerker, throw an enemy into a group. Perfect for that. Or not a Throw Zerker, a Giant Barbarian. We also got ourselves the Enfeebling Shot, which gives a 2d6 necrotic damage, and they must make a strength saving throw or become enfeebled. Now, if you don't know what Enfeebled does, this makes it so that if you do a strength attack, you only deal half damage, and they do a Constitution saving throw to get themselves out of that. We also got the Grasping Arrow, which has 2 to 12 poison damage, and movement speed is reduced by 3, and they'll take 2 to 12 slashing when it moves. Kind of similar to Booming Blade. You can set up a ton of damage on a target, put them in a bad spot, and watch them take damage. We also got Seeking Arrow, which does additional 1 to 6 force damage, and possibly applies the Fairy Fire, which gives advantage on attack rolls. And Fairy Fire is nice because it lasts for 2 turns, and it doesn't get removed whenever you attack, like Guiding Bolt, so you can continue to attack them with advantage. The Shadow Arrow does 2d6 psychic damage, and they must succeed a saving throw or become blinded, which is very strong. And there's the Piercing Arrow, which is a 1d6 piercing, and they must take a saving throw or deal an additional 1 to 6 piercing. What's best about this is you shoot in a straight line, you can pierce through multiple arrows, kind of like Lightning Bolt, and I love that spell. So I'll show off these ones here and what they actually end up doing. Another nice thing is you can replace these at any time, so if you want to swap out the arrows and try something new, you don't have to respec your character. And at level 7, the resource used to cast Arcane Shot, you get Arcane Arrow. And you get a Magic Arrow. All of your ranged attacks are considered magical to overcome resistances. And the curving shot, when you miss any magical ranged attack, use a bonus action to attack the next closest target with the same attack, so you can make it hit somebody else. And then we also get another choice in a magical arrow there. Nothing new, you get the same choices here, and that's pretty much how it works in Dungeons and Dragons. At level 10, you get yourself another arcane arrow and choice of another arcane shot. So this is a little different than the subclass mod version that we used to get, and you get the same old 3 attacks at level 11. And what this ends up looking like, so we have our different arrow attacks here. So you can go ahead here, cast these. You got the seeking arrow, which is nice because see there, it's magic missile-esque. It'll find its way to the target. So if we want to hit Halsin there, boom, there you go. You also got like the grasping arrow, which can bind someone in place. So we'll roll with that there, and it'll lock them down. It's basically like the shot from the ranger, so kind of funny with that. And there's a shadow arrow, which can blind the target, and it'll deal additional psychic damage. They have cool appearances. You do get quite a few arcane arrows, which is nice because they do a good amount of damage. But these can't be upcasted, so you're just using what you got here. And then the piercing arrow, which can hit multiple targets, which is, you can see there, one very powerful attack, as it has a very wide trajectory. This works great with the ballast armor and hand crossbows, and also using crossbow expert feat, because you don't have disadvantage on crossbow attacks at close range, so you can just go ahead and blast to your heart's content with this. The arcane archer is pretty interesting, and it has a lot of arcane arrow charges, which I think is just perfect. And next we got ourselves the Swashbuckler, which has a very cool icon here. I'm in love with that. It gives a subclass feature, fancy footwork. If you make a melee attack against a target, that target can't make opportunity attacks for you for the rest of your turn. And the rakish audacity. You gain a +2 to initiative rolls, and this scales with your rogue level. You no longer need advantage to trigger sneak attack as long as you're within 1.5 meters of the target and do not have disadvantage. So a higher chance to be able to attack with your sneak attacks. And once we make it to level 4, we get the dirty trick. Look at that flick of the wrist. So this, you flick your weapon at a target and possibly disarm them. And we also get the dirty trick Vicious Mockery. Oi, Dirt Eater! It's pretty funny. Insult a creature has disadvantage on its next attack roll. And the Sand Toss, which can possibly blind a target. These are great bonus action abilities because you can give disadvantage on attack roll, you can make an enemy blind, or you can disarm a target and pick up their weapon. Pretty solid. And once you make it to level 9, you get the Panache attack. Roll a persuasion check to beguile a humanoid who must contest it with an insight check. Enemies who fail gain Panache disadvantage, and those who fail become charmed. So that's cool. A nice little effect there for the rogue. I'm not big on the rogue. It doesn't really get too much combat effectiveness, but it's cool for role-playing. So with your dirty trick Vicious Mockery, I guess you can't use that on allies, but you can throw the sand in their eye like Peter Parker. So boom, bah. That's kind of funny. Yeah, throw the dirt in their eye. It's cool. So yeah, you got that. It does the bludgeoning damage. Vicious Mockery ends up doing the 3d4 psychic, and then the flick of the wrist will do 1d6 plus 10 bludgeoning damage. So it's pretty fun. You do have the rakish sneak attack, which does a little bit more damage here. So yeah, must be holding a finesse weapon to be able to apply that. And the Panache, which I'll just show you the action for that. And we charm them. Booyah. So yeah, cool. It works decently well. Now we also got ourselves the College of Glamour Bard, and this masters a craft under the tutelage of fey creatures who captivating magic swirls within you, ready to be released. We get the Mantle of Inspiration. Imbue 2 allies with vigor and grant them 5 temporary health points. If they're hit with a melee attack, the attacker becomes charmed. And you also get your choice of, obviously, the Bard spells, which has a great spell list. And we also get the Mantle of Majesty Command, which is like the command spell. Command a creature to flee, move closer, freeze, drop to the ground, or drop its weapon. This bonus action lasts for 10 turns. That's really good, I'll be honest. But a little trick. You can use a Sword Bard, and whenever you get to Act 3, the Man of the Mystic Scoundrel allows you to do these spells as a bonus action as well. So all in all, this class is about buffing up your teammates. This can give them 11 temporary health points, 12 at level 12. And if they're hit with a melee attack, the attacker becomes charmed. So this is nice for protecting your team. And we'll just go ahead here and apply this. Beautiful music, cool animation. You got the little rose petals flying through the air. So yeah, this buff is pretty nice. The 11 temporary health points will allow you to apply a charm to the targets. And you also have the the Mantle of Majesty, and you can apply this to enemies. And it's basically a command spell. If you use command before it, you'll know exactly what this does. So you can make them walk towards you, drop their weapon, etc. It's pretty cool, but still, Sword Bard is way better. Now, the way of the Drunken Master, with the unpredictable lurches of a Templar, you'd pick up your way through battle, frustrating foes with carefully executed moves concealed behind the facade of incompetence. This gives the subclass feature Cheeky Dipple. You're immune to the negative effects of being drunk. Once per day, when you drink alcohol, regain half your key points rounded down. Pretty cool. And you gain proficiency in performance, and you get the Drunken technique. Word to Rock Lee in Naruto. Punch twice in quick succession, granting yourself an additional 3 meters of movement and the benefits of disengage. So I'll show off what that all looks like. This is pretty cool. I love the animations here. We also get the Intoxicating Strike. You can hit a creature with your bare fist and possibly get them drunk. I don't know how that's possible, but if someone hits me and I get drunk from it, I'll be a little scared. And you also get the bonus action version of that, so they both use a key point. And we also get the subclass feature Redirect Attack. When a creature misses you with a melee attack, you can spend 1 key point and a reaction to make it attack a new target if possible. So they come kicking at you, you can fling it to the next one and hit an enemy with it. And you also get the Leap to the Feet. When you're prone, standing up only uses 1.5 meters of your movement speed, so that is quite nice. And we also get the subclass feature Life of the Party. Every time Intoxicating Strike hits, the monk gains Life of the Party, which increases armor class and attack rolls against drunk targets. This effect can stack. And we also get the move here, the Sobering Realization, which hits a drunk creature and sobers them up, dealing bonus psychic damage. On a successful hit, the monk also loses Life of the Party. The extra psychic damage can be nice, especially with the Resonance Stone, which will double that. And at level 11, we get the Drunkard's Luck. When you make an ability check, attack roll, or saving throw, and you have disadvantage on that roll, you can spend 2 key points to negate the disadvantage for that attack. Or, I guess, saving throw or ability check. So that's really nice. Getting rid of disadvantage is actually very useful. So, the moment you've been all waiting for, I'm going to show you Drunken technique here. And, yeah, it looks pretty funny. I'll just get right in close. Bonk. Bonk. Ow. So, yeah. You can't... There we go. So cool. Throwing out the bottle and punching it is just awesome. Yeah, so that Intoxicated Gale. You can see the bottle just disappeared. Bonk. Sorry, Gale. Knocked him down there. But yeah, the Drunken technique and all this is really cool. So look at your character. Yeah, I think this is hilarious. I unfortunately don't have my camera mods. I tried to install it and actually crashed my game very badly. So we'll see those in the future. And unfortunately, Gale's not drunk, so we'll try to get him drunk again, and then we'll punch him with that. So I can show that off. Now he's drunk, perfect. And then we can go with the Sobering Realization. So, oh, it's going to hit hard. Bonk. Sorry, Gale. Knocked him down. Got him drunk and knocked him down. So yeah, very excited to play with this class. And the Shadow Magic Sorcerer is the one I'm most excited for. It gets the Strength of the Grave, brings you back up from being downed, and you get Dark Vision. But the big thing is the Hound of Ill Omen. At level 3, you get the Darkness spell, and this cool version of it using an icon that incorporates the sorcery point into it. And this is a sorcery point version of the Eyes of Darkness. So a darkness spell without using your spell slot. Very nice. And at level 6, you do get that Hound of Ill Omen, which can apply omens on the target. I'll show you what that all means, because it allows you to recover your sorcery points by attacking with the damage type associated with the omen your dog places. And at level 11, you get the Shadow Walk, which allows you to teleport in the shadows. The next spell that you cast will benefit from Distance Spell without costing any sorcery points. Very nice, because that allows you to cast spells from very far away. Great on magic missiles. So with the Hound of Ill Omen, you can summon in the Goodest Boy here. And what this does is it has a bite attack. It also looks really cool, and its name is Nimbus. So yeah, kind of reminiscent of Scratch with some fiery markings on his body. So it's got that ominous bite, which will place an omen. Whenever it has an omen on a target, if you attack it with the damage type, let's say it's lightning damage, you're going to get your sorcery point back. And you also have the Umbral Tangle, so traps your enemies in shadowy vines. It's going to be pretty effective. I'm not going to place it down right there, else the entire camp would going to aggro on me. But he's pretty good. The Goodest Boy. I love sorcerers, and I think this is going to be a very fun one, especially for Dark Urge playthroughs. Now, for the Death Domain Cleric, not only does it have a very cool icon, but it gives you Toll the Dead to the cantrip, which does additional 1d4 of damage whenever you're at the target's at half health. You get the Ray of Sickness and False Life spells. And your Necromancy cantrips that only target one creature can target an additional creature. This is great for Bone Chill, which I would highly recommend grabbing as your choice. You get Bursting Sinew, Bone Chill, or Toll the Dead. Bone Chill is just going to be your best choice because this will stop the target from healing. But you also obviously go with some of the other choices here. So you also get the regular old choice and cantrips here too. So you can take that there and then, you know, get your Bone Chill this way. So yeah, it's pretty interesting. Now, level 2, you get your Channel Divinity, Touch of Death. When you hit a creature with a melee attack, you use your Channel Divinity to deal additional necrotic damage. And that's obviously quite strong. So for the spells that you get for your domain, you get Ray of Enfeeblement and Blindness. And at level 5, you get Vampiric Touch and Animate Dead, which is nice for just summoning in some extra zombies. At level 6, you get the Inescapable Destruction. Spells you cast ignore resistance to necrotic damage, which is huge, guys, because everything in its dog will resist necrotic damage, especially Act 2 onwards. At level 7, you get Blight and Death Ward for your domain spells. At level 8, we get the Divine Strike Necrotic, which will do additional 1d8 of necrotic damage on your attacks. If you got a hand crossbow, this also applies to your bonus action attacks with it, so a little recommendation there. At level 9, we get the Cloud Kill and Contagion spells. Little trick is Cloud Kill, if you have Hero's Feast applied, will not hurt you. So you can apply Hero's Feast to the entire team and keep dropping Cloud Kills. Works pretty well, especially with zombies around as well. And obviously the Divine Intervention at level 10 there. And then once we get to level 11, this is when we get the option you'd obviously want to take. Planar Ally, but the Hero's Feast will also prevent you from getting the poison damage from Cloud Kill. So what they end up looking like, we'll do a little Toll the Dead, which you can apply to 2 targets now. Dong. Death can't have Gale, not yet. It healed him instead. But on top of all this, you also got your like Bursting Sinew if you want to use this new spell. This can actually explode 2 dead targets, so that's really cool. Pretty powerful of an option. So yeah, you can go ahead with that. Now the Paladin gets the Oath of the Crown. This is almost like kind of like the Cleric mixed with the Paladin. You get Spirit Guardians as a spiritual weapon, and you get the Righteous Clarity. Target yourself or an ally to additionally grant the target proficiency bonus to their attack rolls. And this class is a protector. You can goad enemies into attacking you, and it actually works properly. So at level 3, you get the Turn the Tide, which is your Channel Oath to heal all nearby enemies. And then you also get the Champion's Challenge. Challenge enemies around you, compelling them to only attack you. Any attacks they might make against other targets will have disadvantage, which forces the AI to actually just attack you. And you get the Command and Compel duels as your Channel Oath spells. At level 5, you get Spiritual Weapon and Warding Bond. Spiritual Weapon is crazy good for a bonus action ability. Level 7 gives the Divine Allegiance. When an ally within 1.5 meters of you takes damage, you can use your reaction to substitute your own health for your allies, taking the damage instead of them. And at level 9, we get the ever-powerful Spirit Guardians, making this perfect for Radiating Orbs, and you also get the Warden of Vitality. So this class in a nutshell is a protector. You want to use your ability to add your Charisma modifier to the saving throws of all nearby allies. With a Champion's Challenge, you can see there a pretty large area of effect, and when you pop this down, it's going to make everyone just come and attack you instead. So yeah, you got that ability. You also got the Turn the Tide, which can heal all nearby allies as well. It's pretty fun. It's more of a defender, so yeah, you only get the Channel Oaths that are charged on short rest, so just be mindful of your usage of them, but yeah, it's pretty cool. And for the Warlock, we have the Hexblade. I know a lot of people are really excited for this one, so this gives you the Shield and Wrathful Smite spells. Do not take Shield. I love Shield, great spell, but using up your level 5 Warlock spell slot on that, not great. Bind Hex Weapon will give you proficiency, but this gets all proficiencies in weapon types, so that's kind of moot point. This will apply the Hexblade's Curse on your attacks, which curse the target, and your damage rolls against the target gain a proficiency bonus, which is +4 at later levels. And the number you need to roll a critical hit is reduced by 1. And then you also have the Hex Warrior, which gives you medium armor, shield, and martial weapon proficiencies, which also your Hexblade weapon will use charisma for its attack rolls. At level 6, you get the Accursed Spectre subclass feature. When you or an ally within 18 meters play a creature that is afflicted with Hexblade's Curse, you can raise an Accursed Spectre that'll fight alongside you for a short period of time. Now, we also get at level 9 the choice of Banishing Smite Ranged and Cone of Cold, which is pretty cool to get those spells as a Warlock. You also get that as a Fiend, but Cone of Cold is one of my favorite spells. There's also the Armor of Hexes. Whenever a creature you curse with the Hexblade Curse attacks you, possibly nullify that attack as a reaction. It has a 50% success rate, which is actually really nice. And they actually fixed Life Drinker. So previously they said attacks made with your packed weapon deal additional necrotic damage equal to charisma modifier. Now it says attacks made with your weapon. So this will apply to all attacks. Don't have to take Pact of the Blade. So with this, you want to apply the Hexblade's Curse onto targets there. You can see we just Hex Gale with that. So now we'll get additional bonuses on our attacks to him as well. Whenever we do a weapon attack, we have a higher critical hit chance. So this one's pretty fun. I'm curious to see how I'll be able to make this work, but it's pretty cool. You also get the Booming Blade cantrip with this class, which I think is just great. Now, the Druid also gets the Circle of the Stars, which gives you a star map, which allows you to cast a Guiding Bolt using a resource. And you get the Starry form, which allows you to use your Starry form Archer, Chalice, or Dragons. And you also get the Guidance, and here you got the Star Map Guiding Bolt, as well as a spell slot version of it. So these are our 3 different transformations. The Dragon. Whenever you make a saving throw to maintain concentration on a spell, a roll of a 9 or lower is considered a 10. And as a bonus action, while in this form, you can cast Dazzling Breath. You also get the Chalice form. Whenever you cast a healing spell that consumes a spell slot, you can cast Chalice Healing. And you can also cast Luminous Arrow as a bonus action with the Archer, which is more of an offensive focus version. So this is a cool combination of caster alongside also being able to wild shape. At level 5, you get the Star Map. The Map of the Stars, you can use the resource. So basically another resource to do a Guiding Bolt with. At level 6, you get the Cosmic Omen. Whenever you long rest, you consult the stars for a Cosmic Omen, a Wheel, or Woe. The Omen grants you the ability to increase Wheel or decrease Woe attack rolls and saving throws to increase your allies' ability checks. And there's the Cosmic Omen as well. So this also gives you another Cosmic Omen and another Star Map at level 9. And at level 10, you get the Twinkling Constellations. Your Starry forms are improved. The Archer's damage and the Chalice healing are both increased by a 1d8. And the Dragon gains the ability to hover and fly at the movement speed of 6 meters. So with this, you got yourself the Star Map Guiding Bolt, which you get the 4 Cosmic Omens and 4 Star Maps there, which you can use to be able to cast these. So they do have a slightly different look there. But our main focus is the different forms that you can go into. So this will give us the ability to, after casting a spell, we get the ability to cast another one. And you can also change Starry forms once per turn. So the Luminous Arrow, you shoot a Luminous Arrow at a target, it'll deal additional damage. And it looks like you got a little star bow there. We critically hit Gale in the face. Then you also got the ability to change into your Chalice or Dragon form. So going into our Chalice form now here, we can apply a heal. So you must cast a healing spell first. So if we were to use, let's say, the Cure Wounds spell on Gale, then we can follow it up with another healing spell with the Chalice healing, doing a 2d8 plus 3 healing. So what's nice about this is it doesn't require you to use an action. You can just freely cast it after casting a spell. And you also got that Cosmic Omen ability check here, which does use your Cosmic Omen charges. So it's basically a free guidance there. 1d6 bonus, which is actually a little bit better than the regular 1d4 from guidance. And then if we go into our Dragon form here, pretty cool animations for changing. You get the Dazzling Breath, which does a radiant damage and attacks in a large area there. And you get the Cosmic Omen of Wheel saving throw at a plus 1d6. So trying to protect Gale there. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So yeah, you can also then fly around too. So you don't got a great amount of flying speed, but it's more than nothing. So that's pretty cool. I like the Circle of the Stars Druid, as there was a mod previously. This is a much better, obviously, version of it. And we also have ourselves the Swarmkeeper, which gives us the Gathered Swarm, and the Prey Scent, which deals initial damage to targets that are marked by your Hunter's Mark. You got Mage Hand as well as Fairy Fire, and you get to choose a Gathered Swarm. So you get the Legion of Bees, word to Nicolas Cage here. This will do additional piercing damage and push the enemy away from you or teleport you. This one will shock the enemy, dealing lightning damage or teleport you. And this will blind your target, and this deals psychic damage to the Flurry of Moths. And I'll show off what this looks like. So you can see there, we got our Flurry of Moths surrounding our character, which is actually a really cool little effect that you now have on your character. And the Prey Scent there, so your swarm deals an initial 1d6 psychic damage on creatures marked by your Hunter's Mark. So you always want to have that applied on the target. At any level, you can swap this out if you want to try a different swarm there. So we go with the Jellyfish here, so you get an idea of what that one looks like. And it's pretty cool. So now we have little jellyfish flying around, and they'll do additional lightning damage and potentially shock the target on attacks. I like that. I like that a lot. At level 5, we get the Web spell as well, which is very suiting for this class. And then we can also swap out our swarm again here. But this is what it looks like there. The jellyfish are petering off, but you got the bees. I think the moth and the jellyfish look really cool. This one is a little intimidating. At level 7, you get the Writhing Tide, so you can condense part of your swarm into a focused mass that lifts you up, granting you the flying speed of 3 meters and protect you from surface effects. And there's a resource that's used, the Writhing Current, so that you can use this, and the current will protect thee. You also get another Writhing Current at level 9, and you get the Gaseous Form spell there for free. And at level 11, you get the Mighty Storm. Your swarm has grown. This regular attack now deals 1d8. The special attack has one additional feature, and teleporting your swarm now increases your armor class for the rest of the round. Pretty nice buff there for our character, as the swarm is obviously a very crucial part of this build. So what this looks like whenever we're attacking here, sorry Gale, I'm going to bonk you over the head with Mark of Heshker. And then you got the Clouded Jellyfish, which give you that +2 to armor class. You make them attack, or you can make them shock and disarm your target, which is really nice because shock, free weapon, thank you, steal it, goodbye. So yeah, that's cool, and you can apply that shock with the jellyfish. So I'm excited to play around with this one and get a feel for the different swarms. Now for the one that I think a lot of people are waiting for is the Bladesinging Wizard. I really like this one. So with this, you get the subclass feature, Training in War and Song. You gain proficiency in light armor and the performance skill. You also get proficiency with daggers, sickles, short swords, rapiers, scimitars, and long swords. And you get the Blade Song power, which is your spellcasting ability. And you get the Blade Song, Invoke the Blade Song. You gain a +2 bonus to the armor class, and movement speed increases by 3 meters. You also get the advantage in the acrobatics and a +2 to constitution saving throws. It's great because there's a lot of concentration spells, and if we're getting into combat, that's something that's going to happen a little bit more, where concentrations would get broke. Pick the blade-based weapon you'd like to see as your principal weapon, replacing your quarterstaff. You'll be able to channel your magic through this during combat. So you can pick one of these here. I think longsword ends up being the best. You can use the Fowler Alluve weapon with that very well. And you also get access to Booming Blade, Bursting Sinew, and Toll the Dead, so that's really nice too for cantrip choice. At level 5, you get another Blade Song power too, so that's pretty nice, and obviously access level 3 spells. Now level 6 is when we get the extra attack, meaning we're more of a martial based class now, as you can do 2 attacks or just 1 spell. Great options in combat. At level 9, you get another Blade Song power as well. At level 10, you get the Blade or Song of Defense. When you take damage during your Blade Song, you can expend a spell slot to remove 5 damage per spell slot. So if you use a level 5 spell slot, that's -25 damage, making you pretty tanky, but it does use up your spells. What's cool is it will give you a weapon that you choose at level 1, so you do get yourself that longsword if that's the weapon that you chose. I think that's pretty interesting, so you don't have to get a weapon, but we're going to go with the Fowler Alluve there, and then show you what it looks like to cast your spells with it. So you hold up your sword like that, and then you, obviously eyes glow like that, use your sword to cast it. It looks awesome. So whenever you're using any of these spells, they do get that coming from your sword appearance, so it's really nice. And boom, 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 just like that. I think that this is really exciting. This is one of the classes I was most excited for because I like any type of melee attacker hybrid with a spellcaster, kind of like the Arcane Vanguard mod by Sathos. I'm a big fan of that one, and this is somewhat similar. It's really cool. So yeah, let me know which of these subclasses is your favorite in Baldur's Gate 3's patch 8. This is exciting. I'm very happy to be making some builds for all of these, so let me know what you'd like to see. Hit the subscribe button below if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you have a great day, and I'll see you all in the next video.